Greetings, citizens of the world. This is Anonymous. We address you today in response to the recent implementation of the Online Safety Act in the United Kingdom. Let us be clear. This legislation was never about protecting people. It is a calculated attack on freedom, cloaked in the language of safety. Under the guise of protecting citizens and combating harmful content, the UK government is quietly erecting a digital censorship regime.
What a chilling warning from an anonymous source. But I mean, literally, we cannot discount the fact that this is happening in the UK, right? A place that's supposed to be all about freedom. We're not talking about China. We're not talking about North Korea. We're talking about a country, the UK, that's supposed to be just as free as the United States of America. And while this warning isn't applied to the United States, I have to tell you that here in the US, they are doing a bunch of that under the radar. That is why under the Biden administration, we had so many J6ers arrested. We had pro-lifers arrested. We had Donald Trump and his campaign members gone after by the Biden administration. This stuff isn't finished. It is still here, alive and active and well. I have so many troubles with it on a daily basis. I live the life. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And here's the deal. Although this is happening in the UK, this very well same stuff, it's coming to the United States. And once we get a Democrat back in charge and in power, I will 99.99% assure you that we will see this in the United States of America. And the messed up part is they are now even forming elite police teams, no joke, in the UK to go after people who dare say anything negative against illegal immigration or anyone who is anti-immigration there. I mean, literally, there's a lot that I've got to share with you in today's broadcast. But let's start first with this post here. And I'm going to take you directly to the Telegraph here. And it's the Online Safety Act. It is an assault on our freedoms. It goes on. They told us it was about protecting children. That's how they always do it. They wrap tyranny in the warm and fuzzy of safety and hope. Nobody reads the fine print. But let me be clear. The Online Safety Act is not about protecting children. It's a Trojan horse for the biggest assault on freedom in modern British history. And unless we act, it will drag our country into a digital surveillance state worthy of communist China. I've got a lot to discuss regarding the details and what is inside it. But do you know that you can save on average about and around $1,000 per year by doing what I'm about to tell you? And the good news is it's absolutely free. I'm talking about Chapter, the sponsor of this video. Look, when I tried to get Medicare for my parents, it was very complicated, confusing rules, penalties if you mess up, and thousands, quite frankly, of plans to choose from. And it really shouldn't be that hard. That's why Chapter is there. They are there to help you go through the right plans. If you're about to get on Medicare, maybe you're 65 and looking into it, or maybe you already have one and you want to change your plan, please give them a call at 1-656-218-0111. The number is here on the screen, but they can help make sure that your doctors are covered. They can explore all the plans and check to see if you qualify for extra benefits. So if you want real unbiased help, give them a call at the number on the screen. They'd love to hear from you. And if you want more information, I also have a link in the description box below. All right. So with that, what is actually in this particular online safety bill that has nothing to do with safety? Well, kind of back on that Telegram article that I just got off of, it goes into a little bit more detail on what's inside of it. And it says this: Section 179 of the Act makes it a criminal offense to say something false that causes non-trivial psychological harm. That's not protecting kids from predators. That's criminalizing humor, satire, political dissent, angry tweets. Under this definition, a cutting meme, a sarcastic TikTok, or a joke about a government minister could land you in court. This is not a safety law. It is a censorship law. Think about that for a moment. Humor, a satire, don't matter. This kind of stuff, could land you in some kind of censorship law, and you could have some kind of criminal offense. Hey, speaking of that, something like that happened very recently, right? Here we have Douglas Mackey convicted for vote-by-vote tweam meat. He tweeted a meme out that said, hey, call this number a bogus number and you could vote for Hillary. And they said that's against the law, and he got convicted for it. Well, this is the exact same thing that they're referencing in Section 179 happening to people there in the UK. This is absurd. For you, if you so much as dare say anything about this leadership or governor, minister, or whatever, then they could convict you of a crime. Not only that, it gets even worse. Here's Section 44. It gives a single government minister the power to rewrite the censorship rules without Parliament. Let that sink in. A single person can direct Ofcom to impose new censorship obligations on the internet, and platforms will legally be forced to comply. No vote, no debate, none of that. This is just death knell of democracy. That's huge. One person, say he's a radical leftist, he can change the rules at any given time without the Parliament there in the UK. And they say it's already happening. Content critical of government immigration policy, including videos of public protests outside of migrant hotels, is quietly being censored from social media. Who can blame them? The act threatens them with fines of up to 10% of global turnover, and even criminal liability for their staff if they don't suppress content the government deems harmful. Faced with that, right, who wouldn't overblock? This is precisely the perverse incentive the act aims to create. That's what they're doing. So they're cracking down on anti-immigration posts and all these social media websites. Oh, this is harmful content. We can't do that. You can't have this certain political view. And that's what's happening. But even more chilling, right, is the mandated ID scanning this law introduces, not just for that stuff, but also for regular social media too. If you're under 18, you'll be blocked from seeing harmful content, which in practice means anything critical of the government. Anything critical of the government, that can be deemed harmful content. This is especially sinister when you realize that 16 and 17-year-olds are being given the right to vote. They are being sent to the polls, but they're not allowed to see a political message that the government dislikes. Sounds like what happened and is happening here in the US when all the social media platforms started highly suppressing things like the vid, things like the election, things like Hunter Biden and his laptop. It happened already. Once we get a Democrat back in charge, it's going to come back. And they're still doing it at a level today. Just because we have a new president in charge and somebody really well running the White House doesn't mean it's not happening, because I'm here to tell you it's happening. And it's still being done under their private platform or whatever. But over in Britain and the UK there, things are so bad that they have had a mass sign up to VPNs. Take a look at this. And this is on, this is the website here, MSN, the boing boing, and it says VPN use surges in the UK after online censorship laws kick in. So there's a mass surge. Why? Because VPNs can overcome, I guess, some of the age limit things that they're starting to put on there. But to make matters worse, because there's a spike in the VPNs, the government's now looking to ban them. Yeah. Surprise, here's a tech radar. Could VPNs be banned? UK government to look very closely into their usage amid mass usage since the age verification row. Now that they have this age verification, and it's on a lot more things than you'd expect, now they're looking into banning this VPN. Uh-oh, kids are using it. Uh-oh, what do we do now? Ultimately, it's not about safety. As you heard in the beginning of this with the warning that we were given, it's a clear move to silent dissent and erode freedom. That's what it's about. That's what they're doing to our brothers and sisters abroad. And here's what's even more chilling. This elite police force that has just been formed to go after anti-immigration posts. This is on the Telegraph. Elite police squad to monitor anti-immigration posts on social media. An elite team of police officers is to monitor social media for anti-immigration sentiment amid fears of riots. over the summer. Detectives will be drawn from forces around the country to take part in a new investigative unit that will flag up early signs of potential civil unrest. The division, assembled by Home Office, will aim to maximize social media intelligence gathering after police forces were criticized over their response to the last year's riots. It comes amid a growing concern that Britain is facing another summer of disorder as protests outside of asylum hotels spread. Here's the deal. They're not happy with the mass amount of immigration that the UK and Britain have allowed in. People are pissed about it. So rather than addressing their concerns about it and comforting the people there, they're telling them to shut the hell up and we're going to monitor your post. We don't care about our citizens. We care about illegals. Kind of weird, right? That is exactly what the Democrats are doing here in the United States of America. That's the sentiment they're taking. Same sentiment abroad. Instead of handling what the American people want, they're going to say, you shut up and we'll shut you down. It goes on. Chris Phillip, the Shadow Home Secretary, said this about it. It's a two-tier cure. Can't police the streets. So he's trying to police opinions instead. They're setting up a central team to monitor what you post, what you share, what you think, because deep down they know the public does not buy what they're selling. Laborers have stopped pretending to fix Britain and started trying to mute it. This is a prime minister who's happy to turn Britain into a surveillance state, but won't deport foreign criminals, won't patrol high streets, won't fund frontline pricing. Labor are scared of the public. Labor don't trust the public. Labor don't even know the public. Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, said this is the beginning of the state controlling free speech. It is a sinister and dangerous and must be fought. Reform UK will do just that. And this is pulling a lot of support there for Nigel Farage, by the way. But isn't that exactly the truth? Instead of taking care of the issue and addressing what the people are worried about abroad, they're saying, shut up, shut down, we're going to monitor you instead. Sounds vaguely familiar to what happened to us brazenly under Joe Biden, under Barack Obama. And it will come again because there's nothing being done about it. I hate to tell you that. There's no rules or laws or legislations that really solidify this from happening again. And here in the United States as well. And mark my words, if it's happening abroad, it could very well come to the United States of America. And that is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But with all of that, as a quick reminder, please get to restrictedrepublic.com. I want to encourage you guys. We created this in light of all the stuff that I have just been talking about in today's video. So get there, sign up, get the inside information, use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5 to get it for $5 per month. We've got some great content that you're not going to get anywhere else and exclusive only to that platform. I really hope to see you guys there at Restricted Republic. But with that, I love you guys. Can't wait to read your comments. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.